Om Sarvadharmasthapakatvam Sarvadharmasvarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishnaaya Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. Faith, faith, faith. Sri Ramakrishna insists upon having that strong faith. The faith in one's Guru, the faith in the word of the Guru that Guru has imparted to us, to the disciple. Have great faith that your Guru is the manifestation of God. Sri Ramakrishna says that if a human being, if a person is initiated by a human Guru, he will not achieve anything if he regards his Guru as a mere man. He is not an ordinary person, the Guru. Guru is the manifestation of God. Guru is the representation of that Satchidananda Brahman. That is how the Guru has come to you. That is how the disciple meets the Guru. And he gave that example of Ekalavya, the Shudra Ekalavya, whom Guru Dronacharya had rejected to teach him the art of archery. Ekalavya took upon his mind that my Guru is Dronacharya. He made a clay image of Dronacharya, and with complete faith he started practicing archery in front of the clay image of his Guru. And that faith, even in the clay image, forget about the human form even, Ekalavya had that deep faith that my Guru is going to teach me archery, and he became the archer of the highest caliber. So that was how Ekalavya learnt the lesson of archery, through by having complete faith even in that clay image. Faith is absolutely necessary. And while talking about faith, Sri Ramakrishna now is talking to Ishan. Ishan is a great devotee, and Ishan, incidentally, he also happens to mingle with one person by name Hazara, who stays at Dakshineshwar once in a while, and he has his own kind of thinking, Hazara. Although he has spent such a great amount of time with Sri Ramakrishna, he has hardly partaken any of the practical advice that Sri Ramakrishna always offers to the devotees, to the disciples. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is a extremely attached to the external purity. Sri Hazra is he has a craze for outward purity. And Sri Ramakrishna feels that Ishan, with his association with Hazra, he might pick up that habit of Hazra of craving for the external purity. Now, apart from giving significance on faith, Sri Ramakrishna also talks about purity to Ishan. Sri Ramakrishna says, let me tell you another story, another thing. Don't be over-fastidious about outward purity. Don't follow that Hazra in terms of having that craze for external purity. Don't go after external purity. Don't be over-fastidious towards outward purity. And then he gives a story. Sri Ramakrishna tells a story that once a sadhu felt very thirsty. A water carrier was carrying water in his skin water bag and offered the water to the holy man. Holy man, who was feeling very thirsty, he saw another person coming. He had a water bag made out of some animal skin, and the person, he offered that holy man water from his skin bag. Now the holy man had a doubt on the purity of the bag. The sadhu asked if the skin was clean, and what was the reply of this carrier? The carrier said, "Revered sir, my skin is perfectly clean, but inside your skin are all sorts of filthy things. That is why I can ask you to drink water from my skin. My skin is perfectly clean. My skin bag, this animal skin bag, is perfectly clean. There is no dirt inside. There is no contamination inside. But inside your skin, inside your body is that filth of doubt. Inside your body is that filth of hesitation. Inside your skin is all the dirt that is lying around. But inside your skin are all sorts of filthy things. That is why I can ask you to drink water from my skin. It won't injure you. By your skin, Sri Ramakrishna is now explaining, by your skin, the carrier meant the body, the belly, and so forth. Inside you, there is so much of filth. Don't have a doubt on the cleanliness of my bag. It is perfectly clean. You will not be injured. You will not get contamination. You will not fall sick after drinking water from my skin. Never harbor the doubt that others' skin is not clear, others' bag is not clear, other spots are not clear. Never have that doubt. It is clean. Remove that doubt and have the faith. Again, indirectly, Sri Ramakrishna is coming to the point of faith. That one must have faith. One must have faith in the Guru, one must have faith in the word given by the Guru, the mantra given by the Guru, and one must have faith ultimately in the God. Now Sri Ramakrishna again tells Ishan, have faith in the name of God. Then you won't need even to go to holy places. If you have faith in the mantra that you have received from your Guru, you don't have to make any pilgrimages. You don't have to go from one holy place to another to gain that purity, to gain that devotion, to gain that love for the God. You have faith on God in your heart and you are filled with all the requirements, all the necessities, whatever is required to take you on the path of spirituality. And then Sri Ramakrishna sang one song in the divine fervour. The song goes like, why should I go to Ganga or Gaya or to Kashi, Kanchi or Prabhas? These are all the holy places. Ganga, Gaya, Kashi, Kanchi, Prabhas. These are all the places of pilgrimage that the devotees normally go. So the song goes like, why should I go to all these places? Why should I go to Ganga or Gaya, to Kashi, Kanchi or Prabhas? So long as I can breathe my last with Kali's name upon my lips. When I have Kali's name, when I have the holy mantra on my lips, why should I go and bother myself to visiting all these distant places, incurring that expenditure and all the trouble to visit all those holy places? I have Kali's name on my lips. That is sufficient enough for me to get all the benefit that I would get after visiting to Ganga or Gaya or Kashi or Prabhas or Kanchi. So that kind of faith, Sri Ramakrishna says, one must have. I have uttered Kali's name. Kali's name is on my lips. I don't need any other external outings to go and see those places and to increase my devotion. My devotion is already there with Kali's name on my lip. And then Sri Ramakrishna asks Ishan that, I have told so many things. Do you have any doubts? Now, the Kalpataru, the Acharyana Mahacharya is asking a disciple, do you have any doubts still to be cleared? I am there at your service. Then Ishan said, you said everything when you spoke of faith. He said, you spoke of faith and that has given me all, that has cleared all the doubts. Now I have no doubts in my mind. I have complete faith in your words. This is how Ishan responds. And now Sri Ramakrishna again says that God can be realized by true faith alone. One must have complete faith, complete surrender to the Lord, to the Divine Mother. God can be realized by true faith alone, and the realization is hastened if you believe everything about God. That ultimate realization, that ultimate enlightenment, that ultimate illumination will come to you if you believe in everything that is happening in the God's realm. Never have any doubts. Oh, how can this happen? How can that happen? Have complete faith in the doing of the God, and your realization will become much faster. The cow that picks and chooses its food gives milk only in driblets. Let's give an example of a cow. The cow who is very choosy about the food and the grass that she is eating. She gives milk in driblets. A very little quantity will come. But if she eats all kinds of plants, then her milk flows in torrents. She does not discriminate. She does not identify, oh, this is good, this is bad, this I should eat, this I should not eat. She eats all the plants. And she takes all that the God has created for her to eat. That is that cow's faith in eating whatever the God has provided. And that kind of cow, she will provide milk in torrents. There won't be any kind of holding back. She will give milk in torrents. But the cow who picks up, oh, only this I will eat, only that I will eat, only this grass I will eat, that grass I will not eat, she gives milk in driblets. That is the example Sri Ramakrishna has given as far as having faith in the God's doings are concerned. Then Sri Ramakrishna said he is giving example after example. Once I heard a story. A man heard command of God that he should see his ideal deity in a ram. He got a command when he was meditating, as if God told him, see God in the ram also. And he believed God's word. He at once believed it. It is God who exists in all beings. And after all, he had that realization that God has told me to look upon ram also as a God. I will look upon the ram as God. And he had that enlightenment. He had that realization that God exists in all beings. Whatever this creation is God's creation, and God manifests in each and every part and atom of this creation. Why to talk of just animals and plants? Everything is filled with God. Everything is the representation of that Satchidananda. Then another example, Sri Ramakrishna doesn't lack, he never lacks of any examples. Example after example, Sri Ramakrishna will give to make you understand what his teachings are. A guru said to his disciple, it is Rama alone who resides in all bodies. That was Guru's teaching, and the disciple had complete faith in Guru's words. The disciple was a man of great faith. One day, a dog snatched a piece of bread from him and started to run away. This fellow was eating, a dog came, he snatched the bread from his hands and started running away. Now what does this disciple do? Disciple has faith in the Guru's word that all beings are representation of God. He chases the dog. He ran after the dog with a jar of butter in his hand and cried again and again, "O Ram, stand still a minute. The bread hasn't been buttered yet." That was his faith, that God is there. My Ram is there in this dog also. Let my Ram in the form of dog have the bread which is layered with the butter. It is not even buttered yet. That man tells the dog, and he starts chasing the dog. So that kind of faith, Sri Ramakrishna says, that kind of faith all the disciples should have in the word of their Guru. And then their spiritual progress will hasten like anything. What tremendous faith Krishna Kishore had. Krishna Kishore was another devotee. He used to frequent Sri Ramakrishna. He had great faith. He used to say, by chanting Om Krishna, Om Rama, one gets the result of million sandhyas. He said, one need not perform any outward, spiritual practices. The show off of doing sandhya, the show off of doing this puja, that puja. Just chant Om Krishna, Om Rama, and you get to everything. That was his faith in the name of God. Once he said to me secretly, I don't like the sandhya and other devotions anymore. But don't tell anyone. Krishna Kishore had told Sri Ramakrishna, don't tell anyone that I don't perform sandhya and other austerities. Otherwise, people will not have the respect for me. that I am the Acharya, I am the priest. But I don't have inclination to perform all these ritualistic worships. My faith is in the name of God. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, sometimes I too feel that way. Sri Ramakrishna had given up performing Sandhya and all other ritualistic worships, ritualistic mode of worship. On his lip, the name of his divine mother was always there. The mother reveals to me that she herself has become everything. The divine mother herself teaches Sri Ramakrishna and clears all the doubts and all whatever he wanted to know. The divine mother provided for that because of his faith in the name of Kali, in the name of divine mother. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that you were absolutely right, he told Ishan, that what you said earlier, you said everything when you spoke about faith. Ishan had told him, he says, yes, faith is most important. Faith is most critical. Faith is the ultimate tool in the hands of a devotee. With the faith, a devotee can surpass any kind of hazards, any kind of hassles, any kind of obstacles. So one must have faith. Now Ishan says, but what to do? We are householders. How can every now and then we come across so many things not going in our favor that faith gets diluted? That was the point that Ishan wanted to make. But we are householders. To this again Sri Ramakrishna points out. But what if you are householder, so what? Even being a householder, you can have that grand faith. Through his grace, even the impossible becomes possible. And then he said, Ram Prasad sang that this world is a mere framework of illusion. Ram Prasad, a great Brahmajnani, he used to sing at times, although he had also written songs praising the Divine Mother. He at times he used to have that Vedantic kind of thoughts in his mind, and once he wrote that this world is a framework of illusion. And the moment Ram Prasad sang this line, this world is a framework of illusion, another devotee, another great devotee, he immediately countered Ram Prasad's lines of the world is a framework of illusion. Another man composed a song by way of reply. This very world is a mansion of mirth. This is not an illusion. This world is a mansion of mirth. This was the reply given by that devotee to Ram Prasad. Here I can eat, here drink and make merry. Janaka's might was unsurpassed. What did he lack of the world or the spirit? Being a householder, Janaka also treaded this path and he had the Brahmajnana. How can you say this world is the framework of illusion? It is the mansion of mirth. Here enjoy, you eat, drink and make merry. Janaka also treaded both the paths of the spirituality and the householder's life. What did he lack of the world or the spirit? He had both in his hands. He had grasped both the worldly and the sublime. He has grasped both. He had a complete grasp over both the world and the hereafter. Holding to one as well as the other, he drank his milk from a brimming cup. He didn't have to struggle to drink from a brimming cup. Normally what happens when we get a cup in our hand which is filled with milk completely to the brim, there are chances of milk spilling out. But Janaka had such a great faith, had such a great power, had such a great control over the worldly life as well as the spiritual life. He could easily drink from that cup, his milk from the brimming cup. Not a single drop of the milk could fall on the ground and get wasted. That was the might of Janaka. He never felt that this world is the framework of illusion, what Ram Prasad has pointed in that song. Immediately this devotee countered Ram Prasad's lines of this world is a framework of illusion. He says this world Very world is a mansion of mirth. Get merry, live in the world, and also attain to the devotion and attain to the spirituality. One should first realize God, Sri Ramakrishna says. One should first realize God through spiritual discipline in solitude and then live in the world. Your householders, fine. So what? Never have this grudge, never have this pitiful feeling, oh, I am householder, what can I do? Get the command from God and lead the life of the householder. Whatever duties you have to do in this world, do your duties. Do your duties fixing your mind on the Lord. That is what Sri Ramakrishna's ultimate advice to the householders is. First, realize God through spiritual discipline in solitude. Remember, Sri Ramakrishna always telling us, get into solitude once in a while. Chant the name of God, sing the glories of the God in solitude. Get into the holy company, sprout that the plant of devotion in your heart, and then you start leading your householder's life. Nothing will go wrong. Have the faith in the God's realm, have the faith in the ways of God, and then you lead your life of a householder like Janaka. He had hold on to both the world as well as the spirit. Only then can one be a King Janaka, not without that. Without realizing God, without turning your mind to God, if we keep on doing our worldly things, we are not going to get any benefit out of it. We are just going to be entrapped in the worldliness, in that whirlpool of Maya. But with the Lord's name on our lips, with the Lord's name in heart, if we start performing our worldly duties, the worldly duties are no way going to hamper us. We can also become like Janaka, holding on to world with hand and holding on to God with another. Only then can one be a King Janaka. What can you achieve otherwise? Otherwise, you will keep on coming back, coming back, coming back. The birth and death. You will always have that cycle of repeated births and deaths. But if you have to get out of this cycle, do your duty with the name of God that your Guru has given. And for that, one must have complete faith in the words of Guru. That is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. And then he also gave an example of Lord Shiva. Sri Ramakrishna says, look at Shiva. He has everything. He has Kartikeya, his Ganesha, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati as his wife. He is a perfect householder for that matter. He has wife, he has kids. But Shiva, at times, when he gets into the mode of meditation, still sometimes he dances in the state of divine fervour, chanting the name of Rama. And sometimes he is absorbed in samadhi. Follow the ideal of Shiva. Shiva was a perfect family man. He had wife, 2 sons, and still he used to chant the name of Rama. In fact, Shiva used to chant the name of Rama and Rama used to chant the name of Shiva. That was a beautiful kind of give and take between Shiva and Rama. And then the same householder Shiva, he used to get into that deep samadhi, deep ecstasy that nobody could bring him down to the lower plane. That is the kind of ideal Sri Ramakrishna says the householders must have before them. Lead both. With God realization, lead the householder's life, and nothing can harm you, nothing can be obstacle then on this path of spirituality. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swami.